Hi everyone, my name is Dan Kumo, and I'm a program manager on the Azure Edge and Platform Core Networking team. Today, I'm going to show you how Network HUD, a new feature in Azure Stack HCI, can automatically identify and quarantine unstable adapters in your cluster to increase cluster stability and bring a consistent performance experience to your VM and container workloads. Here's a Windows Server 2022 virtual machine running on top of an Azure Stack HCI host. Task Manager shows the workload on this server is receiving a steady amount of traffic when all of a sudden a significant drop in performance is experienced before returning to its expected levels. Sometime later, additional drops in performance are experienced, but the application recovers and continues sending traffic. The inconsistent performance issues continue, only now the application is getting starved and unable to achieve its previous performance levels. If your application is sensitive, you may notice a performance degradation or even crashes of the application. This situation can be very difficult to diagnose. While the symptom manifests inside the VM or container application, this behavior can be caused by faulty switch port, cable, or physical NIC connected to the vSwitch team on the host, which is causing the adapter to disconnect or reset. Each time the physical adapter disconnects, the virtual machine is failed over to the remaining adapters in the virtual switch team, causing a drop in performance. Sometime later, the adapter reconnects and the virtual switch load balances the workloads across the available adapters in the team. If the virtual machine lands on an adapter that has other virtual machines or containers that compete for the adapter's bandwidth, you may find that the application is unable to achieve the desired performance levels. Worse still, an adapter experiencing this issue could also destabilize the cluster, for example, if it's used for storage traffic. Now, with Network HUD, we can detect and quarantine the faulty link, stabilizing the cluster and application performance. You can see that the adapter is listed in this Network ATC intent. As a result, Network HUD knows this adapter is in use and should be serving virtual machines as identified in its compute intent type. Network HUD identifies that this adapter is unstable, as it's continuously disconnecting. The event log shows that this specific adapter, part of the VM network intent, has disconnected several times. The next message shows that the adapter has reached a disconnection threshold and that Network HUD considers this device unstable. Since there are several adapters in this intent, Network HUD can take action to stabilize the cluster as shown in the last message. In this situation, stabilization means removing the adapter from service, since the only alternative would be to replace the faulty cable, switch port, or NIC. This will ensure that virtual machines and containers are no longer placed on this adapter, which keeps disconnecting and causing a failover for the workloads affecting their performance. In the output of the getNet intent command, you can see that Network ATC has taken this action as pNIC01 no longer appears in the list of Network ATC adapters for this intent. As a result, your application's network performance stabilizes. In addition to the event log, Network HUD adds health faults to inform you of unstable adapters which can be viewed in the Azure portal. As a result, you can use the rich alerting experience you're already familiar with to be notified when Network HUD identifies an issue, enabled through insights in the Azure portal. Lastly, once you've resolved this issue with the adapter by either replacing the NIC, cable, or moving to a new switch port, you can add this adapter back into service in the Network ATC intent. To do this, use the update net intent adapter command and specify all the adapters you want in the intent. In this video, you've seen how unstable adapters can affect the performance of your VMs, containers, or hosts in your cluster. Now, with Network HUD on Azure Stack HCI, we can quickly detect this issue and quarantine the unstable adapter. Stay tuned to find out more about how Network HUD will make diagnostic issues visible on Azure Stack HCI.